Welcome to the August edition of Northeast Journal. I'm your host, Joe Cullen. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll give you highlights from the City of Oakdale's State of the City address. We'll get a preview of Heritage Days in Vadnais Heights, and we'll go to the Farmers Market in White Bear Lake. All that and more is straight ahead on Northeast Journal. Hello everyone and welcome to the August edition of Northeast Journal. I'm your host, Joe Cullen. Every month on Northeast Journal, we give you an inside look at the people and places that make up the northeast section of the Twin Cities. Last month, we told you about adult and teen reading programs through the Washington County Library System. While at the Wildwood Library branch in Mahtomedi, we learned that that library will be closed now for about a year for a renovation project. Wildwood Library Manager Megan Olson tells us about some of the improvements taking place at her library.
The new library is going to be a bit bigger. We are going to have more meeting space, solo study rooms, more defined areas for children and teens. We'll have an outdoor patio that's going to be super exciting. It's just going to really help us flow and grow better, having a more open space as we go.
A groundbreaking for the new library building is being held in early August, and we'll have highlights for that for you on next month's show. Staying in Mahtomedi for a bit, if you've been near their downtown this summer, you've noticed quite a bit of construction. The businesses in Mahtomedi want to remind you that they're still open though, including the Ox and Crow Coffee House. Let's have a look inside this charming shop.
We bought the old coffee cottage business on April 30th at 7 o'clock at night, and we opened up on May 1st at 6 a.m. I have been looking to have my own coffee house for about 20 years and have actively pursued it for 20 years, and it just never panned out. It never worked out. I've looked at 100 different places. We're striving for homemade, local community, and so we make most of our baked goods. We roast our own coffee beans. My husband's a scientist, and he has spent a couple years learning about the art and the science of coffee roasting, and so we roast our own beans right here at the shop, and so they're amazing. And we're just about small town community. We've transitioned to being known for our chai tea. We buy our herbs from a company called Anahata up in Duluth. It's a husband and wife team, and it's just straight herbs. We mix it with sweetened condensed milk, and our chai is rich, it's bold, it's incredible, and it's kind of become a big deal here. It's for drinks, our coffee as well. You know, we sell it by the pound or the half pound. You can buy it in bulk, and people are really, really liking our coffee, and also our cold brew coffee. We sell a ton of cold brew. It's super rich and not acidic, and we sell a lot of it. People really like it. We have this gorgeous new patio out here that the city and the county put together, and I'd love to see some music out there and community activities out there, and we're looking forward to the farmers market and really building our coffee roasting business and just continue our community gathering, being the community gathering space.
It's time for a short break. When we come back, we'll get a preview of Heritage Days in Vadnais Heights.
It's the most natural thing for me to dance, but I was tripping and I was falling and didn't even know what multiple sclerosis was.
When I perform, I really love connecting with people. It's definitely cool to be able to give someone an experience through virtual reality.
Oh my God. I dream sometimes and I see that.
Welcome back to Northeast Journal. The month of August can only mean one thing. It's time for Heritage Days in Vadnais Heights. Today I'm joined in the studio by Vadnais Heights Recreation Supervisor Katie Everett and City Council Member Bob Morse to learn more about this popular annual community festival, which begins on August 15th. And Katie and Bob, I want to thank both of you so much for joining me today on
Thanks for
Northeast
having
Journal.
us.
Love it.
And every year we talk about Heritage Days, but this is the first time I think with the two of you on here. As Katie, you're relatively new to this recreation supervisor job, and Bob, you're fairly newly elected council member.
Yes, what are you trying to say here? Yes.
No, we appreciate having both of you on. And Katie, I know you took over for Bridget Nault, who was the longtime supervisor before you, who retired.
Yep.
And I imagine those were some big shoes to
Yes,
fill.
stepping into a long tradition. She was here for almost 20 years, so
Wow.
it's been a little bit of a ride so far.
I know we've worked with her over a number of years to promote Heritage Days and to cover the parade and things like that. So I know she was a wealth of knowledge about it, but I imagine you're getting quickly up to speed as well.
Yes, for sure.
Well, Katie
for
came
sure.
from a different position up in Isanti, I believe it was.
Yep.
That you were in there and stuff. So she just came in
Yeah.
March
Yep.
on there, bringing a lot of new flavor and a lot of new things over to us, and we're just thrilled. We're thrilled to have her. We had a
been
lot
fun.
of applicants and a lot of different people, so we were able to pick through a lot of the cream of the crop.
I appreciate
And
that.
here she is.
And what are you, before we dive into Heritage Days, what are your kind of initial impressions of the city of Vadnais Heights now that you've been working here for a while?
Yeah, I have been super impressed just kind of with the community ties here. There are a lot of people that are just really proud to be part of Vadnais Heights, and residents and our businesses have just really been there to kind of support what Parks and Rec is doing in town, which is really great to see. Makes my job easier for sure.
Yeah.
And it's been a really fun thing to step into, seeing what everybody's up to and kind of things people are interested in doing next too. So
All right, it's great.
That's what makes it fun, right? The community
does.
stuff and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
People
for sure.
involved. I've met a lot of great people
yeah,
with putting things on that you normally wouldn't meet and all
Yeah.
too. So it's been a ride.
yeah.
That's always good to hear.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, we're here today to talk about the 44th annual Vadnais Heights Heritage Days. For those who maybe don't know, although I imagine most of our viewing audience by now is familiar with Heritage Days, but if they aren't, what exactly is Heritage Days?
Okay.
So Heritage Days is just a great, this year, 3-day festival where we really get a chance to bring all members of the community together. It's supported by a lot of our local businesses, so we get their involvement as well. And it's a great time to kind of meet your neighbors and come out and celebrate all of the great things about this community with lots of entertainment and food and all kinds of fun summer things to do along the way.
I know I have the schedule in front of me. There's no shortage of fun things to do. Starting off on Thursday, August 15th, you have everything from a senior picnic, a water ski show, and also the medallion hunt begins that day. And medallion hunt is on here for all the days,
Yep.
but it's kind of
the medallion hunt
it
starts
depends,
on Monday. The
depends
first
how
clues come
quickly
out.
somebody finds that medallion. So
Right.
can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the medallion hunt, actually the first clues come out on Monday.
Yeah, don't give any clues away.
I don't know any of the clues. I
Neither
don't
do
write
I.
them.
Sorry.
We actually have a woman named Chris Gillette who's been doing our medallion hunt for us for several years now. She is the keeper of all of the secrets, so I couldn't tell you if I wanted to.
So if I slip you a 20, you can't.
I can't tell you. I don't
okay.
know.
All
I
right.
don't know anything. So she's been doing a great job for us, and this is her last go-around with the medallion hunt for us. So I would expect some extra tricky clues probably this year.
It seems like that's something people look forward to, and new people participate. But I'm sure there's kind of similar to other communities, people who do this every year in hopes
For
of
sure.
finding it.
Yep.
Everybody wants to win. I mean, you see the competitiveness come out of people when
Yes,
that thing
yeah.
hits and stuff too. And
Yep.
And
It's fun to
people really
start
get
seeing
serious
people
about
milling
that.
around. So
it's like, crap, I don't want to get in their way. Let them go.
And I understand winner gets a $200 prize, so
Yeah.
that's certainly worth putting a little effort into it.
absolutely, and you get to go poke around outside and enjoy summer while you're at it.
So even if he gives you $20, you probably want more anyway, right?
Well, I can't take
Okay,
anything. I
nothing.
don't-
Can't take
Okay,
anything.
well,
Sorry.
we can figure
Sorry.
that out off air, but people be a little suspicious if my name pops up in the in the newspaper that I found it. But
Yeah.
lots of great things, and there's a couple things looks like on Friday, including breakfast for seniors. But it looks like things really start kicking off on Saturday 17th. Can you tell me some of the events that are going to be taking place for people to look forward to?
Yeah. So Saturday kind of starts off with our kiddie parade, which is a great time for families that can kind of dress themselves up. A lot of people kind of decorate a wagon, make a mini float, and come out for that. And then we've got kids' activities in the park also. The Lions are running a lot of great activities for us. And the day is a really full, long day. So we've got music throughout the day as well. Beanbag tournament, softball tournament, just kind of stuff for people to do out at the park all day. And then we've got fireworks at dusk as well.
Great.
Yep, don't forget about the senior picnic and the water ski shows.
Yep, those are Thursday.
That's
Yep.
Thursday, yep, that's before it. So a lot of things are kicking it off.
Yeah, and Sunday is also a busy day. Of course, the Grand Parade's kind of one of the highlights of that day.
Yes, yeah, the parade is a very long-standing tradition, and I am happy that a lot of people know what they're doing. So it's been really fun to see all of those parade entries come in, and I think it's going to be a really fun lineup for everybody to get to come out and watch this year.
And we here at Suburban Community Channels, we provide coverage of that parade every year. So yeah, it's always fun to see, and there's we always have some returning favorites in the parade, but every year there's also some new stuff. It's always kind of fun to see the variety, and I'm always amazed. We get there kind of early to set up, and there's already people lining up with their chairs and blankets to get their favorite spot, and there's already people going over to get the booyah, which the Fire Relief Association does the booyah. And can you tell us a little bit about that? I know most people in this area probably know what booyah is, but I know when I first moved here years ago, it was a foreign concept to me.
Take it away, Bob.
Take it away. It goes all the way back to the 1940s. We had that thing in part of the community club and some of the things that they had. But one year, they made 7 big, huge vats of the darn stuff. And they used to have ingredients were oxtail and turtle, along with tons of vegetables and things. So it's a stew, basically. We're not using the oxtail and the turtle this year, but it's going to be a big stew. But it goes by fast. I know a number of people on our committee had mentioned about that they brought buckets to purchase some of that, but they got there too late because it's already gone. So it's one of those
Definitely
things you
come
can't
early.
make too much, evidently. So everybody's waiting for this thing. They love booyah. It's a big thing in Minnesota, in this whole area and stuff too. I myself, I kind of moved in and going, what's this booyah thing that sits in there and everything else? And I quickly found out some different things. So I've been in Vadnais myself since 2000.
Okay.
And with my family and my kids. And we learned quickly about what booyah was. And if you wanted any of it, you better get there real quick.
For sure.
Yeah, like you mentioned, there's people come with their buckets, or I've seen people with pots and pans and things like that. They'll get it filled up and bring that home. So they're getting more than just a little cup or bowl.
Right. And the fire department will have buckets available this year for people also. If they don't want to bring their own bucket, they'll have some of those as well. So
that's why they're
lots of
sometimes called the
options.
bucket brigade. There you go. It's kind of an insider thing.
And I know, besides the great booyah, there's also just about every other food you could imagine. Your typical fair and festival type food. There's some great options for the whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. We've got lots of those fried food options, as well as some egg roll, kind of a little bit different flavors of things out there. And we've got an ice cream truck coming this year as well.
Making me hungry already.
One other thing I want to mention is too, the fire department, they're doing is the water ball tournament.
Yes.
So different area fire departments, they all have camaraderie. I'm a cops kid myself, and so I understand this camaraderie kind of thing, this brotherhood that they all have. And so then they all have their teams based in their cities and all too, and they compete against each other in this water ball tournament.
Yep.
And it's kind of a prideful thing. I myself am going to search for my cowbell and see what I can do as far as being in the audience and spurring them on a little bit. But that's going to be a hoot.
That's a lot of fun for kids too. They'll definitely have a chance to get hosed down by the firefighters when they're done. So
yeah, probably not just the kids either.
We'll see how hot out it is that day. Might be more people that want to get hosed off. And We also have some great musical entertainment this year. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the bands that we're going to find at Heritage Days?
Yeah, so Saturday during the day we have Power of 10. They're kind of a familiar regional band around here. Different version of their band was at Heritage Days last year, so we're excited to have them bring a lot of energy to our Saturday daytime performance. I think they'll be a lot of fun for people to dance to while they're out in the park. And then our evening show is Jonah and the Whales this year, and they put on a great show with lots of fun entertainment, lots of music people will recognize, and they'll take a break for those fireworks and then keep it going once the show is done also. And then Sunday we have the Home Fires this year, and they're brand new to us. They do some kind of music that you might hear in a coffee house, so it'll be a good setting for a Sunday afternoon out at the park.
Yep, looking forward to that too.
Sounds like a really nice variety of music, and there's just so many things on here. I'm looking, there's of course a softball tournament, at any given time while you're down there, you're going to see the teams
our
competing.
men's tournament is full now, but we do still have space for co-rec teams. So if people are still interested in getting teams together, it's a really fun tournament to play, and people really enjoy. We've got some great fields out there, and just a nice way to spend a weekend.
It's going to be a lot of fun stuff. Don't forget Cops and Rodders as well.
Yep.
That's going to be a really big draw.
The car show, it looks like that's from 11 to 3 on Sunday, and of course the Magic Bounce Fun Zone. It's always a big deal, especially for anybody with kids.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well,
lots of inflatables.
Why just kids? I don't know. Here you go again. He's talking about it.
They have to ask the operators if there are size limits.
They're probably going to be wet kids after the hose.
Probably, yeah.
Well, I know from experience when my son was younger that you can easily kill a good chunk of the afternoon just doing the bouncy stuff and everything like that. It's a lot of fun. So there's no shortage of fun events. I imagine that it takes a lot of planning to put this on, and this isn't something that you just start a couple weeks before. This is kind of almost an all year round type thing.
It does.
Can you tell me about how much work is it to put on something like Heritage Days?
Well, as soon as we're done this year, we'll wrap things up and get planning for next year. So lots of our equipment gets rented this year for next year, and it's really a full year process.
We started in February, I think, on this whole process. And a lot of the sponsors, don't forget, we want to mention the sponsors too, because we have a lot of different sponsors. I haven't got time to name everyone here, and I don't want to just pick one out, but it's growing more and more so, and that's just indicative of the community also is growing and becoming more cohesive as we go through. That's what makes it fun.
Yep.
And do you have any need for any volunteers if somebody were?
We do, there are lots of ways people can help out. We're always looking for parade volunteers to help people find where they need to line up, and some marshals and those sorts of things to help keep roads closed. So if people are interested in helping with the parade, there's information on our website for volunteers as well. And we can always use help at the senior picnic as well, helping seniors get to their table with their food and helping people get around there. And all throughout the event, there are ways to help. This year, the Lions are also looking for some extra help with their kids' games. That could be a great time if there's a local business that wants to come out. They'd be welcome to kind of wear their business T-shirts and help out with those games for a little while too. So if they're interested, they can get a hold of us at the city or the Lions to help out with those things.
A lot of people come.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Great. Well, unfortunately, we're running out of time on this interview, but I want to thank both of you for your time, for coming by today, and remind people again that Heritage Days is August 15th through the 18th. And if they go to the city's website, it looks like it's cityvadnaisheights.com.
Yep.
I'm sure they can find all the pertinent information on there about Heritage Days and how to get involved and schedule. And
absolutely. We also have a Facebook page if people prefer. All the information's up there as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I know in the past, even on that Facebook page, throughout that weekend, sometimes you'll find some fun pictures and updates on things that are going on, so it's fun to follow that, and of course to watch the parade on our channel as well. If you can't make it down there, or if you do make it and see it and just decide you want to watch it again and see all the highlights. But I want to thank both of you so much. Wish you the best of luck with this, and we'll just hope for some great weather too.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. And it's time for another short break. We'll be right back with more of Northeast Journal in just a minute.
Sometimes There's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back to Northeast Journal. Every Friday morning through October in downtown White Bear Lake is the popular Farmers Market. Producer Mary Klein gives us a taste of what you'll find there.
First day of the farmer's market, so I love the fresh potatoes and some kohlrabi, and I'm walking on my way back home.
And a pea, sugar snap pea, and a potato. That's what we had today. And the flour.
It's another reason why White Bear is such a great community. We just have so many little things to offer that just feel so homey and unique.
I had 3-4 sales before 9, so that's a good thing. Some before 8:30. That's amazing.
The City of Oakdale recently presented their annual State of the City address, as well as the awarding of the Business of the Year in Oakdale. The entire program is now airing on our channel, and here's some highlights.
This year's Business of the Year opened its doors in 2000. Business of the Year quickly became an attraction, drawing people to Oakdale from all over the metro. The Business of the Year continually invests in the community by investing in its facility. This Business of the Year definitely doesn't lounge around. It participates in numerous community events such as the Summerfest Parade, the Community Picnic, Spring Fling, and the Business Showcase. This Business of the Year provides patrons with a warm, safe environment that protects them from zombies, villains, and giant creatures. This year's Business of the Year is just the ticket. It's the real deal. It does make concessions. And okay, there is lounging involved. So the envelope, please. The winner of this year's Business of the Year award goes to Marcus Oakdale Cinema. Congratulations. You know, in the last community survey, which was conducted in 2016, an amazing 98% of Oakdale citizens indicated they were satisfied with the quality of life living in Oakdale. Contributing factors that have been cited are a strong sense of community, affordable housing, and a great community upkeep. Oakdale is fortunate to have a robust Parks and Recreation Department that plans a wide variety of community events and activities that help contribute to the high quality of life for Oakdale residents. Attendance at popular community events like Summerfest, Winter Wonderland, Touch a Truck, and the Family Fun Inflatables continues to grow each year. Other recreational programming, events like the Mystery Egg Hunt and the Pumpkin Hunt, consistently sell out every year. You know, well-maintained infrastructure is also an important factor contributing to the quality of life. 2019 is going to go down in history as the year of street improvements in Oakdale. In addition to our city's annual street improvement projects, roughly about 9 miles of improvement, several regional projects kicked off this construction season. These projects include the addition of the bridge at the Hadley and Highway 36 interchange, the widening of the bridge at the I-94, 494, 694 interchange, and also the construction of the pedestrian bridge on Radio Drive. Trivia. What's the type of detour called that's being used at the I-94, 494, 694 interchange? I had never heard this before. So the answer is a Texas turnaround, also known as a Texas U-turn a boomerang, or a loop around. A Texas turnaround is a lane allowing cars traveling on one side of a one-way frontage road to U-turn onto the opposite frontage road. Typically controlled by yield signs, these allow U-turning traffic to bypass two traffic lights and also avoid crossing the local traffic twice. You know, Oakdale is proud to be a community that is welcoming and inviting for all of those who make it their home. As a public affirmation of its long-standing commitment to fair housing for all residents, the City Council adopted a fair housing policy on May 30th, 2019. This policy established formal practices that promote awareness and the commitment of the city to do its part in ensuring fair housing for current and prospective Oakdale residents. Also, access to good schools and high-quality education is vital to the future of our community, and a large deciding factor as to where families will choose to call home. On May 14, 2019, the residents of School District 622 voted yes to support the district's request to fund school improvements across the district. These improvements will provide safe, up-to-date, and healthy learning environments for students and teachers. You know, we need an applause for that one, because that's a huge deal. The City of Oakdale's mission is to meet the evolving community-wide needs of our citizens through the delivery of top-notch municipal services in a fiscally responsible manner. Following are just a few highlights in the area of service and excellence over the last year. You know, when it comes to city services, street maintenance will likely rank at the top of the list in terms of importance to residents. Oakdale street crews rose to the challenge presented this past winter with extreme cold temps and heavy snowfall. So imagine this, throughout the 2018-2019 winter season, street crews responded to 41 snow events, which resulted in 16,214 miles plowed and an amazing 76.5 inches of snow removed from our streets. And almost 2,000 tons of salt was used to keep our streets safe. City Council and staff continuously strive for excellence as stewards of taxpayer money and as servants for the community. In 2019, the city received an award in financial excellence for the 28th year in a row. This came from the Government Finance Officers Association. The city's bonded debt also fell $1.9 million.
That's all we have time for on this month's show. Thanks for tuning in, and join us again next month for another edition of Northeast Journal.